going to make our legs for our table. We're going to use an end table as an example here. We've got obviously a really long piece of material. So first step is to cut a little bit off for what we need. I believe the legs are 21 1/4, so I'm going to go 22 for my rough cut. Now remember, this is thicker stock, so we have to do this in multiple passes. A little bit at a time.
In this particular circumstance, we need to use the 12-inch joiner because this board is so wide. Don't forget to check for the concave face. Place that down on a table and run your board through. Nice even pressure. Again, steady feed rate as you go. Make sure after every pass you check your board and make sure that the face is clean. In this case, we had a little bit more to take off, so we're going to go one more pass and check when we're done with this particular pass. Okay, check your board one more time to make sure it's flat. Looks like we got everything, so we're ready to move on to the next step. I like to go to the 8-inch joiner to edge joint. I feel like I get a cleaner cut. So again, check for the concave surface. Double check to make sure the fence is square to the table before you make your cut, and proceed cutting in a safe fashion. Remember, when we joint the board, we only want to make as many passes as necessary to create a flat surface. So after each pass, check the edge of your board out to see if you've cut the entire surface. If you haven't, run it again, but make sure to check and stop as soon as you have a clean edge on your board. Don't forget to measure the thickness of your board before you run it through the planer. Whatever the thickness is, remember to set the planer to 1/16 of an inch less than that. Use the presets or custom entry, set the planer to the correct height, and send your board through for its first pass. Make sure to put that jointed face down on the table. We're shooting for a finished thickness of 1.5 inches, so it's going to be several passes to get your board down close to that number. So rinse and repeat here. Send the board through, retrieve it, adjust the table, send the board through again, retrieve it, adjust the table until you get close to your 1.5 inch dimension. When we get ready to do our final pass here, we want to do a couple things. Make sure you're at 1.5 inches, and then look your board over real good, both faces. This is the last chance you have to get rid of some defects that might appear on your board. So pick some side that you want to get rid of, and send it through the planer one last time, taking your board down to its finished thickness. All right, time to get our board down to finished thickness. We're going to trim one end. Now we only have one jointed edge, so we want to make sure we put that edge against the fence when we go ahead and cut. Again, we're just trying to take a thin cut here just to square that one end of your board up. All right, this is going to be our final cut at the miter saw. We want to cut to finish length. Again, we only have one jointed edge, so you notice I flipped the board over so that the mark is going to be on the face I can see and still have the longest portion of the board off to the left. So mark your board according to the dimensions required, set it up jointed edge against the fence, hold on tight, and make several nibble passes or light passes until you get completely through your stock. Time to cut 4 legs out of this one board. Step 1, check your blade height. Step 2, adjust your fence. Double check this because this is a finished dimension for us, and we really want these legs to be as close to 1.5 inches as possible. So check with a ruler and get yourself ready to go ahead and cut. Retrieve your push stick and make sure when you cut these legs that you have somebody there to help catch. Jointed edge against the fence, flat face down on the table, and you're going to make 4 rip cuts all in a row.